What's up, YouTube family? Let's have a celebratory beer together. The engine is out. Let me get you tripoded. I ain't got the willpower to jump back into it today. Plus, I need to make some content while the engine is complete like this. So I'm gonna hold off on tearing it down further. But the engine is out, folks, for anybody watching the VOD. I'm so lonesome. We got it pulled out. Phew! Let me get a beer. Who we got in here? We got one person. Welcome to the live. Whew! When you're first in the live, you're all alone. Why do you treat me like a toy? As if I'm just a little boy. While you wreck me. While you wreck me. While you wreck me. Hey, we got some folks in here. What's cracking? Who we got? We got Will, we got Christopher Jones, we got ITB, we got Adriano, we got Monkey. What's up, gang? Hey, thanks for tuning in, Ryan. Let me show you guys what I got up to today. First, let me, I think I gotta pour this Guinness into a glass. I got the N54 out, folks. Check it out. Hold on. Hi, Sage. I got the N54 pulled out. Used the hydraulic lift table from Harbor Freight and disconnected the DME and the harness. Should probably get that supported. And then, yeah, man, got the whole transmission yoinked out with it too. Took me about 3.5 hours today, but we got access to the turbos and all the charge pipes and everything, and so I'm gonna kind of pause for today, have a celebratory beer. But yeah, got the entire powertrain pulled out in one go. Still got the alternator, AC compressor, power steering pump. It's sitting on the subframe, so I supported the subframe with some blocks of wood on the hydraulic table and dumped it out from the bottom of the car. You could do that, crazy monkey. It ain't too hard. But yeah, this thing's still got the belt on it. Also, let me know if the audio's okay, Adriano. But yeah, we got really good access to everything. Yeah, crank pulley. Thanks, Will. Intercooler, hot side, coolant lines. Show you guys what the engine bay looks like. Gutted. So I pulled the steering rack, disconnected the fuel line down there, also disconnected the evap line up to the purge valve. What up, Rob? And then came over here, disconnected the harness at the e-box so I could just pull the entire engine harness out. And then DC'd a couple coolant hoses, oil cooler, power steering lines to pump. Yeah, I might pressure wash it. I'm not sure. I just don't want to make a mess in my garage because I'll have to squeegee all the water out. But we'll see. I might do it. But anyways, yeah, she came out. I got started at about 1 p.m. and got it out about 4 o'clock, so it took me about 3 hours, I'd say a little after 4. I had to disassemble this connector here on the DME and pull this out. What's up, Rob? It's good to see you, dude. Oh, you can do it on jack stands, dude. ITB. I just recommend getting the 6-ton jack stands from Harbor Freight. That way you can jack your car up with a block of wood on the floor jack. But yeah, I made a oopsie though. I forgot to take the torque converter bolts out for the transmission while I had access. So I got like kind of a little bit of a hole to get up to the torque converter bolts through up here. But I think I'm going to wait till I get the cats pulled. And if I can pull the cat, at least this rear cat, and then bust this clamp loose up here, I might have an angle to get in to get the torque converter bolts. If I don't, then I can just pull all the bow housing bolts and just make a bloodbath. The torque converter will stay attached to the flex plate. And then, no, I can't get it through the starter hole. I already looked on this engine, and that angle, I might be able to get it with a wobble socket, but it's pretty tight. I don't think I'll be able to get it. It's only through this hole right there. So I was smart enough to take the lower bell housing bolts out, but I didn't do the torque converter hole. And then look, from our pressure washing yesterday, look how clean this thing came out. Pretty dang good. And then yeah, over here's still a little dirty, but that's okay. I might steam clean it or just like maybe give it one last pressure wash before we put it in. But success, folks. Success. Super stoked to get this thing out. It was super hairy. Let me go grab a glass so I can get this Guinness poured, and then I'll check up on yeah, 3 lives in a row, dude. I got that seat module video that I need to review tonight, and hopefully I can get it reviewed and make a thumbnail for it for Sunday's upload. So I'll be back on schedule. Uploads every Sunday. I don't know if I'll have this video done by next Sunday. We'll see, because I'm probably going to need to order up some parts. And I also wanted to ask you guys, should we do one giant wrench fest video for the engine replacement, removal, replacement, installation, or should we break it up into like a 2-part or 3-part series? I know a lot of viewers like the big wrench fest, but figured I'd just ask you guys. That way it might be a little bit more digestible of a video. Crazy says, I gotta throw my car on a set of ramps in the rear, jack stands in the front on the ground. Yeah, you'll be able to get good height that way. Ryan's got a question. 04 330i, just a control arms, engine mounts, trans mounts, oil pan gasket struts. Anyways, vibration I feel on my feet when driving. When it's on the feet, I mean, it could either be tire balancing or drive shaft vibration. In my opinion, tire balancing is usually from 50 to 75 at highway speeds. If it's under acceleration, even at lower speeds, it's usually drive shaft. But you've done everything. But you know what? You did trans mounts, but you didn't do flex disc and center support bearing. So maybe you adjusted where that drive shaft's been sitting, right? Because the trans is going to be sagged down a little bit from those trans mounts. So now you pushed it back up with new trans mounts. You changed the angle from which the drive shaft is used to being ran at, because those trans mounts were tired. And so chances are it's probably drive shaft vibration. That's what I would guess. Can you get the torque converter? Let's catch up. Bought the Rhine kit for oil and coolant lines. I use Rhine. Rhine's pretty decent. Pablo, you think I should split the series up? Rob, you think I should do a wrench fest? Crazy Monkey says segments. Specific info, Adriano wrench fest. So we're kind of split 50-50. Hey, congrats on the timing chain job on the N20. That's a big deal. That's not a small task. You had to buy the timing kit for it too. Alright. Open the can, wait a moment for the nitrogen to release, pour in a glass tilted at 45 degrees. I never drink Guinness, but... ITB says one big video. Yeah, the 335 is twin turbo. So I got brand new Mitsubishi OE turbos on there that are going on at least. While we're on live, let's check out this new high performance CSF oil cooler, because you can't flush oil coolers, and my old one has a bunch of glitter in it. This thing was not cheap, and it's high performance. All right, 10 minutes and 30 seconds and pour my beer. What's up, Luis? Cheers from Texas, brother. Northern California over here. Yeah, it's the only beer that I had in my fridge. I think Wrenchfest is more on theme with my channel. I usually always do Wrenchfest. I love the comments when people say like, I've never sat down and watched a YouTube video for so long before. I'll put like a 2-hour post out, like head gaskets on my brother's Tundra and stuff, and people are like, I've never watched such a long video in my life, and I didn't even get up or look away from the TV once. And I'm always just like, it's music to my ears. I'm always so stoked to hear that. Well, this thing doesn't look fancy, but I'm stoked though. Everything came out really nice. New CSF oil cooler. Let's go. It's supposed to be high performance. It's supposed to be like 30% better. So I don't really care about engine oil temp that much, but it's pretty much the same cost as the genuine, so I figured I might as well just send it. Just ordered new tires. All right. I think drive shaft. 45. I don't see a head on this thing. There's a head. It's like an idler control valve. But I'm working on my car. This misfire cannot find replace spark plugs, coils already. Check vacuum hoses, air intake. Could be fuel injectors. Do you have a code specifically for it? Hold on, phone call. Hello. Hi. Yeah, they should have a tri-tip there. That's where I got them last time. Sometimes it's in those separate little like waist high fridge things. You could also just ask one of the butchers and just be like, hey, can you point out a tri-tip to me? I would do that. I do not. I don't have any special requests. But if you pick up a tri-tip, I'll smoke it for you. I had a late lunch, so we can do dinner whenever. Cool. I'm having a celebratory beer on YouTube Live right now, so. Okay. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye. Smoking up a tri-tip for tomorrow. Alright, so let's talk about Dylan's issue. I have not compression tested yet, but yes, codes misfire cylinder number 1. Second scan showed misfire all cylinders. You don't have lean codes, so I doubt it's a vacuum leak. Plus, vacuum leaks got to be pretty severe to cause misfires. Is it misfiring all times? And it's primarily cylinder number 1. Fuel injectors on the N54 engine are rare, but it could possibly be a fuel injector issue. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. You got a supercharger? What type of engine? Oh, you said car. You didn't say if it's like BMW specific or anything, so. You got a dang supercharger on there, dude? Dang. Anyways, what do you guys think should be the first order of business to, Audi. That's outside my wheelhouse. So yeah, I'm going to end up pulling the transmission off after I get the rear cat out. I think the next order of business would probably be valve cover. I also need to pull out these Vitesco injectors, replace the seals, and then install them onto the new engine. But I don't even know where to start, guys. I Yeah, I literally don't even know where to start. I think getting the fuel rail off and getting the valve cover pulled and swapped is a good starting point. Because yeah, the harness will just lay on top. So I'm not going to do anything on it tonight because I'm going to make some content on this thing for Autoline using their smoke machine. So I'm going to do some of that tomorrow morning. So I'm just going to kind of let it marinate and have a celebratory beer. Let me go grab a stool. We'll sit down with this bitchin' engine in the background. Codes are 301 through 306. Yeah, it's multiple cylinders. I don't know what the CCV system is like on those Audis. Multiple cylinder misfire is tough. I mean, even if you did have like a physical engine failure, it wouldn't be on all 6 cylinders probably. Air fuel spark, right? Oh, the decouplers for the injectors? Yeah, I think I bought some. Yeah, I don't even know what those decouplers really do, but I bought some. I bought some with the seals. Did they resolve the timing chain issues by 2014? Oh, you're talking about the Audi engine. You talking about the injectors? Yeah, if it's a direct injection, they dampen the compression, cause the injectors move. Oh, okay. So it's like almost like a bushing. Because I heard if those injectors can be loose, they can like wallow out the cylinder head, which would be catastrophic. No, I'm feeling pretty good about this thing though. It was hairy. Everything went smooth on the dropping the subframe except the I forgot the shift cable, but I noticed it pretty early, and then it came out nice. But you can see over here, I ended up pulling the control arms out of the subframe, pulled the front and the rear, and then pulled the tie rod ends out of the knuckle so I could drop the tie rod ends down with the subframe. But it's going to be really nice to work on this thing. So once I make some videos for Autoline tomorrow, smoking this thing on the subframe, I'll start tearing it apart, start taking off like the hot side intercooler parts, and start yoinking the turbos off and all this stuff. It's interesting how fast these turbos rusted. Yeah, superchargers are usually always in the way. But like all in all, one pain in the ass is I'm gonna have to reuse some of these turbo lines. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to reuse majority of them because my used engine didn't come with turbo lines. This is a BMW N54, so it's a 6-cylinder twin turbo. So we got rear turbo here, front turbo here, and I just dumped it out today. Engine mounts. These engine mounts have like a couple thousand miles on them because I did the oil pan, so I'm going to reuse them. These engine mounts are practically brand new. And the trans mounts, I don't think I did them. Actually, maybe I did. Kind of looks like new hardware. But I'll probably just reuse the trans mounts too. I might put a flex disc in it. Output seal, it's a little sweaty. Yeah, I might just yank this thing off with the torque converter on the engine rather than having to fiddle around and try to break those torque converter bolts loose. I'm going to reuse the starter, but yeah, the engine mounts are bitchin'. They're brand new. I would supercharge a BMW engine like that. I've seen a M54 TU with the supercharger kit on it, and those are pretty bitchin'. I just need to really, really keep in mind what had oil flowing through it. You know what I mean? But it's going to be really fun to work on this thing on a stool. This is my first time ever dumping an engine by myself off the subframe. And, you know, it was faster than picking it out from underneath the hood. Yeah. It's also nice to have, like, I'm going to be able to put the belt on it. Yeah, E46 M3, I think I've seen that before too. But I'm going to be able to have the belt and all the pumps and everything on this thing before I install it. It's going to be really nice. It's pretty much going to look like this once I drop it back in. Disco party inside. Started knocking. I don't know the cause of it yet, but once I get this thing yoinked off the subframe, we'll throw her on the engine stand over there. Flip her upside down. Yeah, honestly, I agree too, Rob. I wouldn't mess with an E46 M3. You're lowering the value by putting a supercharger on it, and it doesn't need it. That would be like someone putting a supercharger on an S62, and it's just not necessary. It's also so nice to have access to this this pipe, this intake pipe off the rear turbo. You know, like you never have access to get to this thing, but I'm going to be able to bolt it up all bitchin', make sure everything's bolted up nice. I don't think it was an oil issue. What I think happened is I let my brother borrow this E90, and the water pump failed, and he drove it until it stalled. And then he pulled it over on the side of the road, fired it up again, drove it over to a parking lot, and the thing got nuclear hot. I saw in the data, in the freeze frame data for the water pump codes, that this thing got smoking hot. And, you know, I did water pump and thermostat, and like 30 miles later it started knocking, cut the filter open, and it was filled with glitter. And so I haven't seen any condition of like a head gasket issue, but I think you got the thing so hot that it, like, you know, caused main bearing damage or something, mains or rods, because there's a shit ton of copper in the oil filter housing, or in the oil filter cap. I'll show you guys. This Guinness isn't that good. Let's see if I can show you. Let me pour it into a cup. I'm not going to install it in another BMW. I was actually calling around to shops today to see if anybody wanted to buy an N54 core. But I think I'm going to take the cylinder. If nobody wants it, also, yeah, the cans aren't that good. Last time I had Guinness was like in Italy, and it was draft. And Guinness in Europe is just better. See the copper down there? So I think it's bearing material. I think bearings failed. Let me try to get a better angle on this for you guys. See all that in there? It's pretty bad. It's a lot of copper. And to my knowledge, the only components containing copper are bearings. You know, because they're multi-layer. So yeah, I called around to a couple places today. I was just Googling like who buys N54 cores. And if I can't find anybody that wants it, because it's going to need a full rebuild. It's going to need pistons. It's going to need boring. It's going to need the cylinder head completely gone through because it's got material. It's got bearing material in it. It's got glitter in it. So you can't just do a budget rebuild on it. The thing needs to be completely disassembled, hot tanked. You know, properly, professionally cleaned. N54 disco party, all your bearings invited. Yes, sir. So my thought was, I'll try to take what's usable, maybe sell some stuff on eBay. I'm not really a seller, but I could try. And then I was thinking maybe I'll do an art project with it and maybe make a coffee table with the cylinder head. No wants you junk. You speak English? Anyways, here's check out this bearing. This bearing came at the used engine. Look how nice that is. It's not even through the first layer yet. This was like 160,000 mile N54. This thing's practically perfect. But once you get down through that first layer, you get into copper. Ryan, I'm thinking like $6,000. $6,000 for the car. I'll make a video about it and then I'll let people basically tell me what they think the car is worth in the comments, because it's rough around the edges. The exterior is really rough. I can tell someone drove over a curb with it because the rockers are beat up, and this rocker over here is kind of sticking out a little bit at the rear. But like mechanically, this would be such a good candidate for like a wide body kit, or if someone wanted to turn it into a track car, you know, and have a mechanically sound base to go off of, because the engine's going to be dialed, the transmission's going to be serviced, and all the suspension is bitchin'. It's got M3 control arms, Bilstein suspension front and rear. These are the E90. These are the E90 M3 control arms. Yeah, this would be such a good track candidate. I think I put the Bilstein. I forget if these are the B6s or the B8s. But it's got Bilstein shocks and Bilstein struts in the front, Bilstein shocks in the rear, the M3 control arms, and then I also have everything in the trunk for trans service. The trans is shifting perfect. I have ZF fluid, bolts, and filter kit. It drives really good. Yeah, it's either the B6s or the B8s, because I have yellow Bilsteins on my E46 out there. And then it's also going to have a brand new set of Continental Extreme contacts. I have a set sitting over there. The control arms are for E90 M3, Adriano. Yeah, E90 M3. It was the battery cable from the trunk to the hood. Always I don't know what you're referring to though. Hardest part of the N20 timing kit was 270 degrees you need to do in the crank bolt. Dude, right? I had to do, forget if it was 90 or 180, but on my N54, but half-inch ratchet, and then took my handle for the floor jack, cranked that sucker. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this thing, but boy, getting the engine out was the easy part. There is so much work to do on this thing. Like I'm intimidated just staring at it, you know. Having to get every single one of these wiring connectors back in its proper place. Like, just mess a harness, dude. It's just a freaking mess, bro. I'll show you guys the parts though. We got the two OE turbochargers down there. This is a used oil cooler that came with this engine. I had him give me the oil filter housing, the oil cooler, spare high pressure fuel pump, oil cooler lines. So I put this thing in the ultrasonic parts cleaner. Yeah, Zekrom, luckily for me, I record everything, and so as long as I have good camera angles, I can just go back in my footage and see. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I've done a job similar to this before on an N55, and I'll figure it out. Honestly, doing it here is going to be really nice because I'll be able to be seated and do it methodically. But I got oil cooler O-rings, valve cover gasket, clamps for the hot side Turbocharge pipes, these ones, new genuine clamps for those. What's funny is all of this hardware, these turbo gaskets, this is like a $600 turbo installation kit from FCPuro with all genuine hardware and gaskets. I literally did it on this car with all the lines, gaskets, hardware, everything like 5,000 miles ago. But I don't reuse gaskets, so I had to buy all new. Plus, the studs on the cylinder head for this engine, they like to pull. They like to come out with the nuts and get seized together because they've seen so many heat cycles. So it's always good to do them. Then, you know, they got these weird... Thank you, Zikram. Appreciate it, dude. Got some stock over there. First man filter video going live on Instagram. May 3rd. It's going to be like an oil service instructional. But yeah, all the little gaskets for the cylinder head, the little donuts, exhaust flange, torque converter, or actually flex plate bolts, torque converter bolts, turbocharger additives, used oil cooler lines. I'm going to have to figure out a way to flush these out. But we're in pretty good shape. I might need to buy a flex disc for this thing. And then I assume I'm probably going to run into a coolant hose or two that's not going to seal right. I think I need to get like a new O-ring for the Mickey Mouse flange. Can oil be on the stinger of a spark plug, or does it always 100% mean blown piston rings? I mean, if it's misfiring, if you have a little bit of oil in the cylinder, it won't have that time to combust. A lot of cars do consume oil, right? Oil consumption is pretty standard for a lot of manufacturers. It could also be valve stem seals, so you can't rule out piston rings right away. I would probably do a leak down test and try to get a better idea from there, or get a borescope, pull the spark plug, and then borescope down. At least what I used to do on BMW N62s and Mini Cooper N18s with valve stem seal issues, I would let the car sit and idle for like 10 minutes, and then I'd whap the throttle. Wow. And if it pushes out puffs of smoke out the tailpipe, it's usually valve stem seals, because that oil leaks down from the valve from the valves while it's sitting there and idling, and then you whap it and it burns it all off. Also, I'll get the car relatively warm, and then I'll pull the spark plugs and I'll borescope down the spark plug tube and take a sideways angle look at the intake valves to see if there's any oil trickling down the stems. You need to do the oil filter housing on your N55. I'm a little afraid because I heard the bearings can get toasted after. It's happened to me. I did an oil filter housing on a customer's N55, and I went and test drove it, and it spun a rod bearing on me, and we had to put a new engine in a customer's car. But there is a process to do it. So take the oil cooler lines to a hydraulic shop, rebuild them with better hose. The open ones tend to fail. It's not a bad idea. Let's talk about the oil filter housing on the N55. So they changed the design from the N54 oil filter housing to the N55s. And when you break the oil filter housings loose on the N55s, you basically are introducing air into the oil system. And so there's a service bulletin from BMW, and FCPuro has a write-up on their website. If you Google it, you'll be able to find it. And you basically go through, pull all the connectors for the injectors to basically not allow the engine to fire up as you crank it over, and then crank that thing over for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then plug the ignition system and the fuel system back in, and then fire it up. So you basically just want to prime it beforehand, and that should hopefully save you any bearing issues. Yeah, luckily the N55s don't have as much carbon buildup issue as the N54s, but they still can develop it, no problem. Same with the N63s. My thermostat is going bad. Should I replace both water pump? Do both while you're in there. I'll show you the borescope that I bought recently. I just bought one off Amazon, and it's got a good side angle view. Do water pump and thermostat at the same time. They both like to fail at the same time. Test long. This is my new toy. No, honestly, seafoam won't do the carbon, man. Not on a direct injected engine. Like, you can put it down the intake. It might soften it up a little bit, but there's only one true way to do carbon cleaning on these BMWs, and that's walnut shell. But I have 2 videos that show you how to do it, and you can do it yourself for like 250 bucks in parts. Check out this fancy boy though. So this one's pretty sick. I'll show you the picture on mine. It's pretty good. Pretty good. A little wiggle tip. That way you can go down the spark plug hole, bend it up backwards, and you can look at the intake valves. But the picture quality is pretty good. You can also just buy a budget Amazon one that connects to your phone, but they suck, and it's really hard to, it is super alien, right? It's hard to get a good side angle view, because you can't really get a side angle with the cheap Amazon ones that plug into your phone. Yeah, this thing is super alien looking, but I needed a good one, and so I'm sure I'll probably have it forever. China is just conquering the market on borescopes. China's conquering the market on so many things, but at least they're affordable. I like buying domestic, but we need to up our manufacturing game, because they're just taking us to the cleaners on manufacturing. I have some videos that show water pump thermostat replacement. I did one on my E90. The Tesla borescope, yeah, I think I maybe spent a little over $100 on it. Already priced a used motor though, 60, 70K, 2 to 3K. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, if you're gonna buy a borescope, you should buy one that has a side camera or that can articulate. What engine did you price out, Dylan? N55? So my boys over at Irvine Motor Work, they have a F30 335i with the N55, and it needs an engine. It's spun rod bearings, and they want to sell it to me for like $800, but it's got 160K. It's white, M Sport, I think a 2014, and I think they updated. I think they did a rod bearing update 2014, 2013. It's got electronic wastegates too. So I'm trying to decide whether to buy something with a still good engine or go down there and, this is a Guinness, go down there and buy that one for $800. I would give them more than $800. They paid $800 for it, and they were saying basically they just let it go to me for what they paid, but I'd pay them at least $1,000 for it. But then I got to source an N55. I would have plenty of money left over in my F30 budget though. Vegeta, are you kidding me, dude? Are you being facetious? You see Sage? FC Puro is the only place to buy auto parts, man. We're going to be doing a bunch of work together this year, too. But, Vegeta, since I haven't seen you in the comments earlier, we got the N54 pulled out today. Look at that hog. We used the hydraulic lift table and we got her dumped out. Just threw some blocking down underneath that sucker, so I wasn't putting pressure on the cats or the oil pan. I don't know what KBS is. Oh, nice. Outside, that's sick. I wish I was closer to one of their facilities. I'd be picking up parts every day. I'm in Northern California, though, so I got to ship everything. But yeah, we got the N54 pulled out. Now we got to start swapping the used N54 in. And the engine bay is gutted. It's all gutted out. Oh, Kentucky Breakfast Stout. I usually don't drink many stouts, but this was the only beer I had in my fridge, and after getting that engine out today, I was like, I need a beer. And I need to turn on my hot tub. Rob, they added merch to their website, dude. I just went and put a big old order in. So go on their website, on the categories on the side, go to, clothing and merch, and they got a bunch of sick jackets. I got a bunch of new sweatshirts. I got some zip-ups. I got windbreakers, vests, some new t-shirts, new hat, license plate frames, shop banner. They're really nice, too. Like, the vest was Eddie Bauer. And so now I can rep some FCP Euro merch in the shop and have, like, some dirty shop ones and not feel bad about ruining them because they fit super good. Honestly, Crazy Monkey, their pricing is really good. Like, it's better than O'Reilly. It's better than AutoZone. Like, they're competitive with ECS Tuning and everybody else. Like, I really don't know where you could get parts for cheaper. Like a Liquimoly, Special Tech oil service, oil and filter for like $80. Like, you go buy an oil filter at O'Reilly Auto Parts, a Wix, and it's $15. And they don't even carry Liquimoly. They don't even carry decent quality oil. So I don't really know where, like, I know that a lot of people say, like, oh, FCP Euro is expensive. It's like, no, European parts are expensive. Also the warranty. But, and I'm not saying that just because I work with them. I'm just being honest. Like, my old coworker Mario, he hit me up, and he has an IMC, a WorldPack, SSF, and dealership commercial accounts, and he was putting new injectors in his N54, and he was like, he bought his injectors from FCP Euro because of the warranty. The price was practically the same, and so, like, the lifetime replacement guarantee really can't be beat, and yeah, you have to pull the part out and ship it, and then you get store credit, but like no other parts provider's gonna do that for you. So honestly, it's worth it in the long run. What's up? Leg 10S. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but what's up, Leg? What's up, Steven? Glad to have you tuned in. For you guys that are just tuning in, we got the N54 pulled out. We did a subframe drop out of the bottom end. Dumped the whole subframe out from underneath the car today. Leg is fine. What's up, Leg? Yeah, I'm stoked I got it pulled. It went really smooth. Honestly, like, upper radiator hose, lower radiator hose, coolant lines to the transcooler, pulled the intercooler and pulled the connections for there. Had the AC evacuated yesterday, so I pulled the AC connection here to the condenser and then back here to the expansion valve. Disconnected the fuel line, disconnected the evap line that goes to the purge valve. pulled the drive shaft, pulled the shift cable, and then pulled the harness. Then the entire engine came out. Oh, and then, I had to do control arms and tie rods. But it was easier than I thought. It was still, I was pooping my pants. I was pooping my pants, guys. It was sketch, especially being here by myself. And then I started, wow. Are you going crazy right now? Meow. Alec, if you keep rattling my N54 B30, will the oil pump fall out? Oh, redlining. I've never had an oil pump nut issue on the N54, but I know a lot of people like to wire tie them. So the lift has changed my game. With a full height 2-post lift, I feel like a superhuman. So ultimately, next property will have a 2-post, proper 6 foot. But having just this is so insane. When you fill up your car with parts, make sure you're logged in and don't buy them. You will. Oh, that's smart. Danger, are you talking about from FCP Euro? That's huge. Sage is running around being crazy. Starting to cool down. I work on my diesel, my Duramax diesel LLY. I've done a little bit of work on other BMW diesels, but there's a little background, Sage. I think I single-handedly heated the Connecticut warehouse with a I'd love to get a waste oil heater. That'd be sick. Let's throw the ball for Sage. There's the exhaust. I psyched you out, dude. Sit. Oh, that's a down. She is the best YouTube dog. I'm biased, but she's pretty dang good. I love this dog with every fiber of my being. Every fiber. Drop. Drop. Meow. LP5. Yeah, I got the LOY. Danger, you're in here with the hacks, dude. Helping everybody out with the tip. Yeah, we got some engines hanging out. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna make some. I got this new garage organization rack too, which I'm pretty stoked on. So I got everything all dialed in there. Fishing bag, fishing supplies, wildland firefighter gear, float tube, waders, slickers, truck tent, nails, screws, circular saw, woodworking, plumbing, backpacks, BMW specialty tools, all that stuff. So we're getting dialed in. Okay, how serious is a rear main seal leak? I mean, it's an oil leak. As long as it doesn't run out of oil, but downside is to fix the rear main, you got to pull the transmission. So depends on how severe it is. Just don't use any stop leak. Yeah, we're growing into the space. Honestly, kind of outgrowing the space, right? Human beings, we grow into the spaces that we occupy. But I love this garage. I love this house. Eventually I'm going to move out of California, though. Hopefully have somewhere with a big-ass shop. bigger shop. I'm talking 12-foot plus ceilings, you know, so I can get a 10,000 pound lift and put trucks and everything up in the air. But one day, just got to keep growing the business. Keep growing the business and spend your money on where your priorities are. I don't really know where I want to move to yet. I like the idea of Texas. I like the idea of Florida. I like somewhere with better hunting regulations. So I grew up in Southern California my whole life. I lived in Orange County my whole life up until 2020. And then I moved up here to Humboldt County in Northern California in 2020 till present. And it's not even like California. It's more like Oregon than it is Southern California. And I love it up here. There's no traffic. There's not a lot of people. My entire county, there's 130,000 people. So it's challenging for content creation and finding people to collaborate with and stuff like that. But yeah, Crazy Monkey, I hear you. So my game plan is once I get some cash stacked up where I can afford to travel a little bit more, I want to go outside the States and I just nailed my E46 with that tennis ball. I want to explore some more states, you know? See, you think Florida sucks, but I'm a fisherman. And I also love to golf. Florida's got year-round golf and amazing golf courses, and they got killer fishing year-round too. So it all depends on what your passions are, right? Forgot your bag of torque on the ground. I ain't got no torque on the ground, dude. You trying to trick me, dude? I've heard good things about Florida. I got a buddy that lives in Florida, so I'm gonna go out there and visit him. He's in Jacksonville, West Virginia. 123 the G. Don't forget to check the Canuter valve. Oh, the blue one, Adriano, your favorite car. Adriano, I feel like you should like buy that car for me or something. It's manual. I'll get it cleaned up for you. I'm not gonna have it for very long. The body's rough, so I'll give you a good deal on it. You got your driver's license yet, Adriano? Because I know you're cruising around with your dad to your meets and stuff. You got your license? How old are you, Adriano? We should get you that blue E46. I think everybody, if you're a car enthusiast, you need a lift. You know? Maybe I should sell my old Vivor lift, but I'm also... Hey! Clue by 4! Clue by 4? Maybe like 4x4? We got a new member on the YouTube channel! Let's go, everybody! W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Clue. Thanks for becoming a member of the YouTube channel. I appreciate it. You're going to get early access to YouTube videos when I upload them and get them all set up for upload. They're released to members of the YouTube channel early. So, thanks for the support, dude. I appreciate it. Adriano, do you have a car yet? What's the Asian symbol in? What does that mean? I've been seeing that a few times. Ghosty, you want to know what kind of cars I own? So I got this BMW E90 335i, and this is the engine, and this is the transmission, and that's the new engine. This is Adriano's future car. It's a 2003 facelift E46 330i 5-speed manual, and it's a little rough, you know. It's $500. Oh, that's sick, Clue. Well, wait until I get this video out. And say, did you lose the ball? Where is it? I don't see it. This is my other car. This is my third BMW. Gerardo from the channel gave me this one. It's a 2002 Bavarian Motor Work. Everybody always says BMV. Say BMV. I say, no, I'm American. I say BMW. But this is the giveaway car. If you guys are new to the channel, we're going to be giving this thing away once we're done. We got new kidney grills thanks to Rob's Weekend Garage. I just put new headlight lenses and new gaskets in it. I've fixed the convertible top, and I just fixed the rear convertible flaps. These things were all busted up, but I just got those fixed. I cleared the sunroof drains. I've just replaced the seat motor, driver's side. We're getting Bayerisch motor in work, and we're doing some more work on the passenger seat. The engine's completely gone through, the transmission service, the drive shaft is rebuilt. Every fluid has been flushed. It's gonna be a good giveaway car. And then I also got my 2005 Duramax 2500. I love this truck. My brother totaled it, but I just finished rebuilding the front end. Yeah, I'm gonna slap some seat covers on the driver's seat, on both seats. But this truck, I love this truck. Big Bertha, she needs a new headliner, and I'm trying to order up a new sunroof switch, but she's super clean. Which vehicle? Here? On the truck, I got 16s and 35-inch tires. Got King shocks front and rear. I got Deaver long travel leaf springs in the rear with CWF off-road shackles. It's got a 4 to 8-inch drop cross member lift kit. What else is done? She's a beast. Someone already just asked me if I know what it stands for. I know that the roundel was first developed because it's like a plane propeller, right? Yeah, chicken's going back, 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 back. Back, 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 back. Back. Ryan, for sure. It's the best place to go to. Oh, Ghosty. I'll need to look that joke up. Anyways, guys, I gotta get ready because the missus is gonna come over. We're gonna do some dinner, and I guess it's already almost 7 o'clock. Let's go check the hot tub temp. I wanted the hot tub tonight. Stay, beer. Stay. I just put up some new string lights too. $20 off Amazon. Chickens are doing good. I accidentally killed one. 91 degrees. If you guys see one of my very first videos on the channel, I had a hot tub restoration video. When I first bought this house, the hot tub broke, and I replaced the control panel and serviced it. That was fun, but this thing needs to heat up faster. Chickens are doing great. I'll tell you the story of how I murdered a chicken. I felt so bad. I said a prayer and buried her. But so nobody helped me pull the engine. I pulled the engine today by myself, using my Max Jacks half height lift and hydraulic lift table from Harbor Freight. Dropped the subframe out from the bottom. So I have the run that I built, right, so they can come out, but they love to come out and eat the grass. Anytime I open the door, they all run to the door, and this door sticks. Inside the door jamb, it rubs, and so when I shut it, I have to kick it with my boot to close it. I'll show you what they do. I open it, and see, they all come running. See? And then they try to stick their heads out. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, back up. I don't want to kill another one. Back up, back up. See? And they stick their heads in the crack. Back up. So I gotta feel down here, make sure there's no chicken heads. So that exactly happened. And then I went here to kick the door shut, and I was like, oh, the door's just stuck again. A chicken's head was sticking out of the door. And I kicked it, and it broke the chicken's neck. And then he went flopping and going crazy. And then in like 10 seconds he died. And so I had 7 chickens. My friend Tyler gave me 8. So then I had 15. And then I had 2 die mysteriously overnight. I think I fed them tomatoes, and they don't like nightshade plants. And so the tomatoes, I think, killed them. So I buried those 2. And then flocks don't integrate well with other flocks. And so then all these chickens were beaten up on all these little baby silkies that I had. And they were literally like pecking the brains out of these poor chickens. So I had to give 3 of them away that were getting bullied over to my friend. So then I had 10. And then I opened the door and accidentally severed one of the spines and murdered that chicken. And so now I have 9. That's the story of my chickens. But yeah, it was like 2 months ago. Also, I totally forgot. Vegeta! Thanks for the $10, dude. You the man. I appreciate it. I do need to stock up on some beer, so thank you very much. I hope I get to meet you one day. You've been a huge supporter of the channel. I really appreciate you. But yeah, I didn't eat it. The chickens you eat in the store are like 8 weeks old. There's a difference between meat chickens and laying chickens. Chickens that lay eggs are different breeds, right? So some chickens aren't made for eating. Sage interacts with the chickens great. They get along super, super well. Sage likes to chase them around a little bit. She likes to herd them, but herding cattle. But she does really, really good with the chickens, so she's not really a concern of mine. They kind of grew up together. I got the chicks when Sage was a puppy, so I introduced them when they were little chicks to Sage, and she'd start slobbering and licking them in the face and stuff. But it happens. Having chickens, they die. But these chickens were like 3 years old. I wasn't about to eat a 3-year-old chicken. I hope you have a good night, Steven. But anyways, guys, happy Friday to everybody out there, all parts of the country and all parts of the world. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We're getting into the springtime, so weather's getting a little bit better. And I'm going to play some golf on Sunday. I'm going to make some Autoline content on this engine tomorrow, and probably take a little weekend pause, and then nose to the grindstone back on Monday. We're going to keep going on the N54 engine swap. And then I also have a new seat motor coming for the E46. I should have an E46 video out for you guys on Sunday, replacing the module on the passenger seat. And then hopefully by next Sunday, maybe we'll have an engine swap video for you guys. So it's great hanging out with you too, Adriano. And Bebop God, cheers to you as well. Happy Friday. Much love, everybody. I hope you guys all get some good weekends, and spend some good time with some friends or family, and get to enjoy all your passions and hobbies over the weekend. And if you do have to work, I hope you don't have to work too hard. This community is the best, and you guys are the best. And being on live the last couple days has just been so cool, hanging out with you guys and seeing Adriano so much, and seeing Robin here, Danger Boy, Vegeta, Leg, all you guys. It's been awesome to hang out. So happy Friday, and I'll see you guys in the next live or the next video. Cheers, everybody.